Iron Lung was a pretty good movie. I was not expecting it to be super crazy considering it was Mark's first time doing the movie, but it's a really unique type of horror that he achieves with this type of movie. Most horror movies I don't go check out and see for myself because it's a lot of just jump scares and just super predictable scary moments. But this movie, I would recommend seeing it even if you're not a horror enthusiast. This movie was really unique and I've never seen anyone do this type of thing. The whole movie is shot within just one setting, which is the Iron Lung, the whole submarine Mark is around in, but it never got boring. I was never sitting there the entire movie like, okay, I want to see something new, because he adds elements that the game didn't do into it with the whole lore and story, and that's what I think really shined about this, was you kind of knew the concept of the game. You would go around, you would go to different spots, and then you would take a picture, and it would report back to whoever sent you down there. But then the game ends off with just a PNG jump scare, but he adds so much more lore and story to it, which actually makes it so much more intriguing. But the horror aspect of it, it's like there's a haunting mystery over your shoulders for the entire duration of the film. And it's such an eerie feeling that it gives you throughout the entire movie that you just can't like shake it off. You're constantly thinking of more questions than you are getting answers for your questions, and it just keeps piling and piling. But it's such a weird dynamic, and I really hope he does a sequel to it so he can expand off the lore. First off, the whole idea of the movie and game was really unique, and I'm glad that it did get turned into a movie. I'm glad that out of all the games that Markiplier played, he wanted this one to be a movie, and I'm honestly really glad the whole creator of Iron Lung was super down to do it and everything. But this movie was super fun to watch. I was constantly making theories throughout the whole movie of what's going on, who is this, who's that, what do they want, can he really trust him, what happened with Simon. And they started bringing in lore about like past, before even the whole rapture happened, and I was not expecting to go that deep into it. I thought there was going to be a little bit more, but I was not expecting him to go that deep into it. The movie wasn't too long, honestly. It was a good watch. The pacing wasn't bad. For him, I've never really seen him do a serious role, and he kind of killed it. I was not expecting him to be that good, but he killed it. Markiplier did a pretty good job on that, so kudos to him. The look of the monster when they first show you it is terrifying. It's not a jump scare. They don't play it like a typical horror movie. They just show you. And the pure look of the monster is what's scary. You've never seen something like it. And when it gets revealed, you're like, dude, what do I even call this thing? An eel? A dragon? Like, what? The design was crazy scary. The acting was super good from all parts, not even just Mark. Troy Baker was a surprise appearance that I was not expecting at all. I didn't read anything about it, so when I went into the movie and I saw Troy Baker was in the beginning credits, I was stunned. I was like, okay, sure, I guess, why not? The whole set design too was really well done. It literally felt like he truly was in a sea of blood almost. The makeup department for everything that they did with the blood, especially near the end, was insane. I cannot imagine the amount of time they put that into that. It was nuts. I'm gonna get into a little bit more spoilery territory here because it's kind of hard to talk about this movie and praise it without talking why. So right now, you got your warning. Okay, the ending was fucking nuts. Everyone knows this who's seen the movie. The ending was fucking crazy. It goes from 0 to 100 so quick. I loved how the camera logic was actually explained, because in the game, the creator doesn't add anything on how the camera works underneath the blood, but Mark used it as an X-ray camera, because since it's the sea of blood, you can't really see through it because it's so thick and it's like there's actual color to it. You need an X-ray camera in order to see anything at all. And I like how he explained that. And even at the beginning of the movie, when he uses it to flash it because they're not answering him, he doesn't realize how strong the X-ray camera is, because it basically is a nuke within his submarine, because it needs to be that powerful to get a certain amount of range for these pictures. But when the scene after he crashes and like the monster's attacking him while they're trying to lift him up, and he wakes up after a couple hours later, and he puts on that first picture and he sees the monster there in the cave and it slowly backs up. Terrifying. That's the type of horror I love. Don't show me some stupid jump scares when the person's just standing there, bah, and it just jumps out at you. It's fucking stupid. I already know what he's gonna do. Obviously he's gonna jump out at you. There's no other thing that's gonna happen. Unless, I don't know, but you know what I mean. But when you have this beast that's constantly going around you, and all you just can do is see it, you can't do anything but just look at it. I don't know what that is, but that just brings me like a chill to my spine, man. That's the terrifying part about this movie. There is something out there, and you don't know what it is and what it wants, but it's fucking after you, and it's terrifying. You can't do anything about it. That's the scary part. Like being trapped in a cage you can't escape from, but you have to escape with that cage. It's super weird. It's such an awesome concept, and I really hope more movies do it like that. And like I said before with the whole makeup department, when Mark was getting like the warts on his face after he realized that the contact with the blood is messing up his skin and shit. Oh man, crazy. Actually crazy. Apparently he had to go to the hospital like multiple times, I believe, just because he was drowned in so much blood that it was like going into his ears and he had to get like pumped out. Nuts. Of course he did. Fucking the amount of blood that he used broke the world record. Insane. Like, it was nuts. I really do recommend this movie to anyone and everyone because it's so unique. When the movie ended, I was just stunned. I had like a billion questions and I want them to be answered, but it was so much fun to theorize with my friends after to just talk about, what do you think of this? Or what do you think this happened? Why did Mark explode? Or was it like, because at the very end, from what I remember, I believe when he like yells and the actual monster like crunches down, I swear to God, I saw something in his eyes that like almost looked like electricity, and it was like a charge attack or some shit like that. I don't know, but I swear to God, I saw that, and I'm really glad he added in that like eldritch horror to this movie because there was nothing like that in the game. So I'm so glad he had the complete creative opportunity to keep adding shit and giving answers to things that we had about in the game, but then also creating new answers of the world around us. Like when he got the call from the other person telling him to go to that destination, and he arrives and you see that like light narrow wall just going down that corridor, you're like, dude, what the fuck is going on? And he wakes up in the blood and the big eyes there speaking to him. It's like almost there was something living at the core of this world, and they need him or other survivors to keep growing and getting stronger and stronger. But it's like, why and how? Like, what is going on? And then he wakes back up in the sub. Like, is he tripping? So the viewer's also like seeing it from his perspective, and he's just like tripping the fuck out, or did this actually happen? And that's what I'm talking about with it doesn't tell you everything, and that's what's so much fun. The whole rapture was never even explained. The tree, no clue what that's about. All I know is that there was a tree and it got destroyed, but I want answers. I want to know what's going on. And it's my type of horror. I'm glad he did something like this, and I will be there day one when the second movie comes out. Fantastic film all around, just a good time. You can tell he loved doing this project, even though it took so long for him. You can tell that was worth the wait, the work put into it. It was worth it 100%. It is such a fun, unique film, and I love films like that where you can theorize and you're thinking about what's going on, and it doesn't give you the answers and allows you to kind of make up your own answers, but not officially. That part's super fun to me. I really hope that he does do a sequel on this, and yeah, give it a fucking watch.